Hey guys, Coach Jordan here with your at-home workout of the day for Wednesday, February 3rd. Our prep for the day, we have 10 scat push-ups, followed by 10 PVC Cuban press, and 5 each side open book. So for our scat push-ups, we're gonna get down on the floor. We're gonna be in a push-up position. We want our hands to be right underneath our shoulders. Our shoulders and hips should be in line. We don't want our butt way up in the air. We also don't want to be having our hips super close to the floor. So nice and flat back. From here, we're going to pinch our shoulder blades together, keeping our arms nice and straight, and then release. How are you going to do this? Really push your hands down into the floor as hard as you can, then pinch that pencil between the shoulder blades and release. We're going to perform 10 reps there, and then we're going to grab onto our PVC or a broomstick or a hockey stick, whatever you have access to. We're going to get our hands just outside of the shoulder width, or of our hips here, sorry. You can go a little bit wider if you need to. And then from here, we're gonna drive our elbows up, make a 90-degree angle with the elbow. And then from there, we're gonna rotate that 90 degrees right up over the head, press the arms out straight, and then we're gonna drop back down to that 90 degrees, rotate the shoulders, keeping that 90 degrees, and then press down towards the hips. All right, really focus on the rotation through the shoulders and the press up over the head, okay? It's not one motion there, it's a few different pulls here. So pulling up, we rotate that 90 degree, press up, and then back down, rotate that 90 degree, and press down. 10 reps there with your PVC or broomstick, then you can throw that to the side. And then our third movement is an open book. So we are going to lie down on our side. I'll show you on this side. We're going to have our knees bent at 90 degrees. Our bottom arm is going to be right out underneath us. We're going to start with our top hand on top, and then from here we're going to pull our arm across the body, opening that book, trying to get that far hand all the way to the floor while keeping your free arm and shoulder down, and then close up the book and start again. Wiping across the arm, opening that book, try to touch that hand to the floor, and then right back in, okay? We are gonna perform 5 on one side and 5 on the other side. We're going through this for 3 rounds, and that is your prep for the day. All right, our strength portion for the day. We're gonna start off with 5+ on each side, uneven push-ups. Then we're gonna go into 8 on each side, one arm dumbbell pullover, followed by 10 on each side, tricep kickback. Okay, so for the first movement, our uneven push-up, you're gonna need a pillow or a rolled up towel or some sort. I'm gonna use one of our pads here. And what we're gonna do is an uneven push-up. So one hand is gonna be higher than the other here. You can do this, I'll show you both ways, from a regular push-up and to a modified version. But we're gonna have one hand up on the uneven surface, one hand on the floor. From there, we're gonna perform our push-ups, keeping our elbows nice and tight to the body, trying to bring our chest and hips down together, nice and close to the floor, and then right back up. We're going for at least 5 reps here. If it feels nice and easy, you can go up to that 10 or 12 range there. Then we're gonna switch over to the other side. You can do this exact same thing from your knees. All right, pick your feet up off the floor, walk those hands out as far as you can to get that weight over top of the chest. And then, same thing, nice and controlled, nice and low with the chest, before we will switch sides and then perform 5+ on the other side as well. All right? Then our second movement, we're gonna go into 8 on each side of a one arm dumbbell pullover. So you won't need a very heavy weight for this one, okay? And got a couple ways of doing this. With your legs out straight, it's gonna be a little bit more core activation, might make it a little bit harder. You can also do this with your knees bent. Okay, now from here, you're gonna keep your back nice and flat on the floor. You're gonna start with one arm extended up over the head, or over top of the chest, sorry. And then from here, we're gonna keep that arm as straight as we can. We're gonna control that dumbbell as it falls over top of the head. If you can, try to touch that dumbbell to the floor, and then pull right back over top of the chest. All right, like I said, you can do the same thing with the legs straight. If you can't get all the way to the floor, if your shoulder mobility doesn't allow you to, wherever you stop, that's fine. Bring it right back over the chest. All right, you're gonna do 8 on one side before switching arms and then performing 8 on the other side. nice and controlled the whole time. All right, and then finally, our third movement is 10 on each side of a tricep kickback. So you're gonna need your bench, chair, ottoman, or stool, whatever you're using. And this one especially is not gonna be a very heavy one. So if your dumbbell is too heavy for this, grab a water bottle or a can of soup or something like that that's not very heavy at all, just so that you can get the range of motion down. Now I'm gonna hinge my hips just to keep that back nice and flat, slightly bend the knees. I'm gonna have the dumbbell in my hand like a hammer. Elbow is gonna be bent, and then from here, we're gonna kick that dumbbell out behind, straighten the arm, and then bend the elbow again. Straighten out the arm, and bend the elbow. You're gonna feel this down your tricep, down the back of the top part of your arm. We're gonna do 10 reps here, nice and controlled, before switching over to the other side and doing 10 reps. Now, one thing I want you guys to work on with this is try not to just pump the arm. All right, we're nice and controlled the whole time. In and out. 10 on each side. We're going through all 3 of those exercises for 4 rounds, and that is your strength portion for the day. All right, our Metcon for the day. We have a 4 to 5 rounder. It's a 12-minute time cap. So we're gonna be doing 10 step-up overs, 10 one-arm alternating dumbbell snatches, followed by 10 one-arm alternating devil's press. So with the step-up overs, don't need to use a weight for this. If you want to, you can hold it like a goblet, or on your sides, you can really hold it however you want for this one, because we're not absolutely requiring a weight. So if you have room with your ceiling here, you can step right up, stand up fully before stepping over. Now, if you don't have the room, like we've been saying, you can just step up, stay in that crouch position. Then we're gonna step down. Each time you step up, I want you to change legs. It's 10 in total, so it's gonna be 5 on each side. I just stepped up with my left leg, now going back the other way. I'm gonna step up with my right leg. Doesn't matter which side you step down with, we're just focusing on switching legs as we stand up. So you're gonna do 10 in total, 5 on each side. After we're done that, we're gonna get into our alternating dumbbell snatch. So, gonna start from the floor here with this one. Now, hinging at the hips, we want that dumbbell to start between the legs. We're gonna hinge at the hips with this. Bend over, chest over top of that dumbbell. Then from here, we're gonna extend through the legs. So I'm gonna think about driving my feet through the floor. And then from there, driving my elbow up as high as I can before I punch that dumbbell overhead. It's gonna look like this. And then you're gonna switch hands, touch that floor if you can, extend up overhead, drive your feet through the floor, punch that elbow, and then finish with the punching of the hand. Okay, so alternating every rep there. You have 10 reps, and then the third one is a 10 alternating devil's press. Starting with the dumbbell in one hand, we're gonna go down to the floor in our burpee, chest to the floor. You can do the jump back, or you can do the step back and the step up, and then from there, punching up over the head before we switch. Step back or jump back over the head. Like you see, I just showed you outside of the leg and inside of the leg. You can do either or. It doesn't really matter at all. Okay, before you go back to the top there. You're gonna get 4 or 5 rounds in here. You can have a little bit of a rest between if you need to. We have a 12-minute time cap to get that work done. All right, that is your Metcon for the day.